They laughed the moment they saw her, a small woman walking across the military runway, her boots dusty, her shoulders pulled forward from the weight of a tool bag almost bigger than her. The young maintenance crew stopped what they were doing, smirked, elbowed each other, and whispered, "Look at her, where does she think she's going with that thing?" But 10 minutes later, those same men stood frozen, their faces pale, their pride shattered, as she knelt beside the F-35 Lightning, the jet even senior mechanics feared touching, and fixed the impossible problem no one else could solve. And that was only the beginning of who she truly was. The sun was crawling up the horizon when the Coyote Ridge Air Base stirred awake. Engines hummed, pilots trained, mechanics checked the aircraft, and among hundreds of soldiers and crew, a quiet woman stepped through the gates with her badge clipped crookedly to her shirt. No introduction, no spotlight, just Maya Reeves, returning after 8 years away. She didn't look like someone who belonged on a military airstrip. She didn't carry herself like the loud, confident, overly energetic techs who joked while polishing their wrenches. She didn't wear sunglasses, didn't tie her hair in a tight bun, didn't flex her muscles. Instead, she walked with a calm, soft pace and clutched a tool bag that seemed heavier than she was. Nobody recognized her, not yet. The new recruits whispered as she passed by. "Who is she? A helper from supply? Maybe admin, look at that bag, she's gonna break her back. She looks lost." Maya ignored every voice, though each one tugged quietly at memories she had buried long ago, the years when she was underestimated, laughed at, used as a backup technician while others took credit for her work. She'd walked away from all of it once, thinking she'd never set foot on a base again. But fate had pulled her back here, a favor someone very powerful had personally requested. When she reached Hangar 17, she found the young mechanics gathered around the F-35 Lightning. The jet, one of the most advanced aircraft in the world, sat silent as a mountain. Its system had crashed mid-flight simulation, sending warnings across every diagnostic board. 3 teams had tried to fix it. All failed. The lead tech, Mason Cole, tall and full of loud confidence, was explaining for the 3rd time. "The avionics system won't reboot. I've checked the circuitry. The interface is frozen. There's no way to get the flight data back." Maya stood behind him quietly, watching. Mason turned, saw her, and raised an eyebrow. "You're, lost? Administration is down the hall." Maya offered a faint smile, lifting her tool bag slightly. "No. I'm here for this." Laughter burst among the younger crew. "For this? The F-35? Ma'am, this isn't a toy drone. She can't be serious." But Maya didn't argue. She walked forward, placed her hand gently on the cool metallic skin of the grounded jet, and whispered something to herself, something only she heard. "Still the same, old friend. You waited for me." The crew exchanged confused looks. Mason crossed his arms. "Fine, show us. Impress us. Let's see what you think you can fix." Maya opened her tool bag, and when she did, the laughter began to fade, because everything inside was custom-made, precise, organized perfectly. Tools no beginner could even recognize. Tools only someone deeply, painfully, professionally familiar with the F-35 would own. No one knew it yet. But this jet knew her better than any person on the base. And in a few minutes, the entire crew would too. Maya stepped onto the maintenance platform and climbed into the cockpit with a familiarity that sent a strange silence through the hangar. Her fingers brushed over every switch, every panel, not searching, but remembering. Like she had once lived inside this aircraft. The young crew watched, puzzled. Mason glanced at his team. "Okay, seriously, who is she?" But Maya was already working. She connected her personal diagnostic module, a device none of them had, to the F-35 central interface. Lines of encrypted data flooded her screen. The jet's system trembled, a digital heartbeat struggling to revive. Maya whispered again. "There you are, someone forced a manual override on you." No wonder you shut down. The mechanics blinked. How did she see that? No one noticed a manual override. What software is she using? Maya didn't answer. Her hands moved faster than their eyes could follow, clearing corrupted pathways, realigning voltage sequences, bypassing failing relays, and finally injecting a custom reset code only a handful of people in the world even knew existed. Then, without warning, the jet hummed, a sharp, rising vibration that echoed like thunder inside the hangar. The F-35 lit up. The cockpit screens glowed. The central system restarted. The neon blue avionics interface returned, bright and alive, as if awakening from a forced sleep. Warning lights vanished one by one. The crew gasped. Mason took a step back, speechless. The youngest mechanic whispered. She fixed it, she actually fixed it. Maya climbed out calmly, wiping a small streak of grease from her hand. It's good now, she said softly. You were working against a locked override. The jet wasn't broken, it was protecting itself. Still stunned, Mason managed. How did you know that? Maya met his eyes with a calmness that made the entire room still. Because I helped design the original diagnostics for the F-35 Lightning, she said quietly. Silence. Wide eyes. Mouths open. The air felt like it had been punched empty. She continued, her voice steady. I trained the team that built your current maintenance system. I wrote half of the override protocols you attempted to crack this morning. And 8 years ago, I was the lead engineer on Project Aurora, the electronic backbone of this aircraft. Every mechanic froze. They hadn't laughed at just anyone. They had laughed at the woman who had built the very machine they worshipped, the woman who once carried this entire program on her shoulders. And she was only just getting started. By late afternoon, the story of the mystery woman who revived the Lightning had spread across the base like wildfire. Everywhere Maya walked, whispers followed her. Some were filled with awe, others with disbelief. But no one dared underestimate her now. Still, Maya kept to herself, quietly checking the F-35 system logs. Something bothered her, the override she discovered wasn't a random glitch. Someone had deliberately triggered it. A forced shutdown like that could have ended in disaster if the pilot had been mid-flight. She studied the data again. Someone had entered a restricted command, a command only authorized engineers could access. Someone on this base. Before she could dig deeper, a sudden alarm crackled through the hangar speakers. Emergency scramble. F-35 in distress. Pilot reporting engine failure at 16,000 feet. Mason froze. That's the same jet you just repaired. Maya's mind sharpened instantly. Patch me into the flight channel, she ordered. The control room hesitated, then complied. Static filled the speakers. Losing altitude, systems not responding, engine 2 is failing, may need to eject. Maya grabbed the headset. Pilot, this is Maya Reeves. Do not eject. Repeat, do not eject. You still have power. Switch to manual auxiliary channel and hold steady. I'm bringing your system back. The pilot, panicked, replied. Who? I don't know that channel, ma'am. Maya's voice turned calm as steel. You don't need to. I designed it. She rushed to the terminal, fingers flying, initiating a remote override. The crew stood behind her, watching in complete silence as she forced communication with a failing engine nearly 5 miles above them. Pilot, listen to me, Maya said. Your aircraft isn't failing. Someone locked one of your fuel regulators and cut your thrust. I'm bypassing it. 3,000 feet, losing altitude. You're not going down, she said firmly. Not today. I've got you. A minute later that felt like an hour, the jet's vitals spiked. Engine stabilizing, thrust returning, I've got control again. Good, Maya breathed. Now bring her home. When the F-35 finally landed and the pilot stumbled out trembling, the entire runway erupted in cheers. But not Maya. Because she wasn't celebrating. She was staring at the data streaming across her screen, data that confirmed her worst fear. The override command that nearly killed the pilot was entered from inside the base. Someone wanted that jet to go down. Someone who knew exactly what they were doing. That night, the base commander summoned Maya to his office. The room was quiet, dim, and heavy with the weight of unspoken truths. "Maya," he said, rubbing his forehead, "you saved a pilot today, and probably saved us from a national disaster. But I need to know, what exactly is going on with that aircraft?" Maya placed a small data chip on his desk. "This," she said, "is proof that someone sabotaged the F-35, twice." The commander's jaw tightened. "Do you know who?" Maya hesitated. "I know the pattern," she said quietly. "It's the same coding style used in the Sabotage case 8 years ago." The commander stiffened. "That case was classified, buried, and long forgotten." "Are you saying?" "Yes," Maya interrupted. "The same person who betrayed my team back then is on this base now. And they're not done." For the first time, the commander fully understood why Maya had returned. She hadn't come back to work. She had come back to finish what was left undone, and to stop someone dangerous. He exhaled slowly. "Whatever you need, Maya, you have it." But Maya shook her head. "No. I want no special treatment. I want access to the systems, not power. The truth is hiding in the jet itself." And that was where she went, straight back to the F-35. Mason approached her cautiously. "Hey. I never apologized for how we treated you this morning. We didn't know who you were." Maya smiled faintly. "You treated me like how most people treat someone they underestimate. But that's not your fault. It's the culture we were trained under." Mason looked guilty. "But, can I help now? I want to make this right." For the first time all day, Maya nodded. "Good. Because what we're about to uncover won't be easy." Together, they opened the F-35's memory core. And what they found made Mason's face turn pale. Lines of code rewritten. Command loops sabotaged. A shadow signature, someone intentionally hiding their activity. Whoever did this, Mason whispered, knew the system better than anyone. Maya's voice dropped. "Not better. Just angry, and dangerous." She finally said the name. "Elias Kane." Mason froze. "Your old co-engineer? The one who disappeared?" Maya nodded. "He didn't disappear. He was discharged for sabotage. He blamed me for exposing him. And now, he's back." She stood slowly. "And tomorrow, he will strike again." Morning came with a thick fog crawling across the runway. The base felt tense, as if the air itself sensed danger. Maya waited inside Hangar 17, standing near the F-35 with her tool bag, the same bag that once drew laughter but now commanded respect. Suddenly, alarms blared again. Unauthorized activation detected on runway 3. Someone is powering an aircraft without clearance. Mason's eyes widened. It's him. It has to be him. Maya sprinted toward the runway, her heart pounding. On the far side, a figure was climbing into another F-35, one loaded with classified data, one that could cause catastrophic damage if stolen or crashed. Elias Kane. Maya shouted. "Kane! Don't do this!" He turned his head slightly, smirking as if her presence confirmed his victory. "You took everything from me," he yelled. "Now I'm taking it back." The jet roared to life. Maya grabbed the nearest terminal and attempted a remote shutdown, but Kane had already blocked external commands. The jet began rolling forward. Maya only had seconds. She slammed her own module into the ground terminal, bypassing the system the same way she had yesterday, but this time, Kane was fighting back from inside the aircraft. Warning messages flashed everywhere. Unauthorized override. Remote access denied. Rejected, rejected, rejected. Maya gritted her teeth. You want a fight? Fine. Her fingers flew, rewriting lines of code in milliseconds, forcing a tug-of-war for the aircraft's controls. Mason watched, stunned. No one can fight an F-35's onboard system like that. Maya didn't look away from the screen. Except the person who built half of it. Suddenly, Kane realized what she was doing. His voice crackled through the radio, angry and wild. You think you can stop me? You ruined my career. No, Maya said softly. You ruined your own. I just didn't let you destroy the program with you. The jet accelerated. Maya typed one final command, a command she had built into the system 8 years ago, one only she knew existed. A hidden emergency lockout. Her screen flashed. Aurora Protocol accepted. Kane's jet choked mid-run. The throttle died. The aircraft screeched to a halt. Maya had frozen the entire jet, completely and safely, with a single line of code. Security forces swarmed. Kane was dragged out, screaming her name in hatred and disbelief. But Maya didn't watch him. She simply stepped back, closed her tool bag, and exhaled. It was over. By noon, the fog lifted, not just from the air, but from the truth. The base commander publicly announced the arrest, the attempted sabotage, and most importantly, the person who saved them. When Maya stepped onto the stage for the briefing, every mechanic, every pilot, every soldier who had laughed at her that morning now stood in complete silence. The respect was overwhelming. Maya spoke softly, but her words carried through the hangar like a lesson carved in stone. I didn't come here to be a hero.